The Mediterranean Sea, typically tranquil, transformed into chaos. Fierce winds whipped up towering waves off the coast of Sicily. Caught in the storm was the Bayesian, a luxurious superyacht. On board were 12 passengers and 10 crew members. A distress call crackled over the radio. The Italian Coast Guard launched a rescue operation. They fought to save lives amidst the raging storm. As news of the Bayesian's sinking spread, it sent shockwaves through the international community. Among the missing was Mike Lynch, a name synonymous with innovation and entrepreneurial spirit in the world of technology. Lynch, a prominent British businessman, had made his fortune in the world of software, founding Autonomy Corporation, a company that revolutionized how businesses interacted with data. His disappearance amidst the wreckage of his luxury yacht was a stark reminder of the capricious nature of fate, how quickly life's circumstances can change. The search and rescue operation, a race against time and the elements, became an international effort. Italian and British authorities collaborated closely, deploying boats, helicopters, and divers to scour the area where the Bayesian had gone down. The hope was to find survivors, clinging to debris or life rafts, battling for survival in the vast expanse of the Mediterranean. Yet, as the hours turned into days, the grim reality of the situation began to set in. The storm, which had abated as quickly as it had arrived, had left behind a trail of destruction and an agonizing wait for news. Mike Lynch's journey to becoming a tech titan began far from the turbulent waters of the Mediterranean. Born in Essex, England, he displayed a prodigious talent for mathematics and computer science from a young age. He pursued his academic passions at the University of Cambridge, earning a doctorate in signal processing. It was during his time at Cambridge that Lynch began to explore the emerging field of artificial intelligence, laying the foundation for what would become his life's work. Following his academic pursuits, Lynch embarked on a career that would see him straddle the worlds of academia and entrepreneurship. He initially worked as a researcher at Cambridge, but the lure of the burgeoning tech scene in Silicon Valley proved irresistible. He made the move to California, joining a speech recognition technology company where he further honed his skills and gained invaluable experience in the cutthroat world of tech startups. However, Lynch's entrepreneurial spirit could not be contained for long. He had a vision for a company that could harness the power of artificial intelligence to transform how businesses managed and analyzed information. In 1996, Mike Lynch, armed with his vision and technical expertise, took the leap and founded Autonomy Corporation. Based in Cambridge, England, the company quickly gained a reputation for its innovative approach to data analysis. Autonomy's software, powered by advanced algorithms, could sift through vast amounts of unstructured data, such as emails and documents, extracting valuable insights that had previously remained hidden. This ability to make sense of the ever-growing sea of digital information proved to be a game-changer in the business world. Autonomy's technology was embraced by companies across various industries, from finance and law to pharmaceuticals and energy. Its software allowed businesses to improve decision-making, streamline operations, and gain a competitive edge in an increasingly data-driven world. As demand for Autonomy's products soared, the company experienced phenomenal growth. Its workforce expanded rapidly, and its stock price soared, making Lynch a star in the tech world and a symbol of British innovation. A billion-dollar acquisition and its aftermath. Autonomy Corporation's remarkable success story reached its zenith in 2011 with a landmark deal that sent shockwaves through the tech industry. Hewlett-Packard, the American technology giant, announced its intention to acquire Autonomy for a staggering $11 billion. This acquisition, one of the largest in HP's history, was seen as a bold move to bolster its software capabilities and compete more effectively in the rapidly evolving technology landscape. It was a testament to the value of the company that Lynch had built, and a crowning achievement for the British entrepreneur. However, the euphoria surrounding the acquisition was short-lived. Within a year, HP dropped a bombshell alleging that Autonomy had engaged in accounting irregularities and inflated its value prior to the acquisition. HP wrote down the value of Autonomy by a staggering $8.8 billion, claiming that it had been misled about the true financial health of the company. These allegations of fraud sent shockwaves through the business world and tarnished the reputation of what had been hailed as a British tech success story. Allegations of fraud and a transatlantic legal battle. HP's fraud allegations against Autonomy led to a transatlantic legal battle. HP sued Mike Lynch and Sushovan Hussain in both the US and the UK. The proceedings were complex and fiercely contested. HP claimed Autonomy inflated revenues, while Lynch and Hussain denied wrongdoing. The saga captivated the business world, highlighting merger pitfalls. In 2019, a US judge allowed HP's civil case, but criminal charges were dropped. In 2022, a UK judge found Lynch involved in inflating Autonomy's value. Hussain was convicted of fraud in the US and sentenced to 5 years. The Bayesian sets sail. Amidst a legal battle, Mike Lynch found solace in yachting. He purchased the Bayesian, a state-of-the-art superyacht. The yacht was a floating palace equipped with every luxury. It became Lynch's sanctuary, away from courtroom pressures. He often invited friends and family to share the tranquility. In 2024, Lynch sailed the Mediterranean with his wife and friends. A Mayday call in the night. The Bayesian cruised along the Sicilian coast, its sleek silhouette gliding effortlessly through the azure waters. Days turned into nights as the passengers on board enjoyed the lap of luxury, indulging in gourmet meals, basking in the Mediterranean sun, and exploring charming coastal towns. However, the idyllic voyage took a terrifying turn on the night of August 18th. A storm brewing in the distance descended upon the Bayesian with unexpected fury. The tranquil waters transformed into a raging torrent as howling winds whipped up towering waves that tossed the yacht mercilessly. The Bayesian, despite its robust design and advanced stabilization systems, was no match for the raw power of the storm. As the situation grew increasingly dire, the captain issued a Mayday call, a desperate plea for help that pierced through the roar of the wind and the crashing waves. The message was received by the Italian Coast Guard, setting in motion a frantic race against time to save the lives of those on board the stricken vessel. Rescue at sea. The Italian Coast Guard, alerted to the Bayesian's distress call, immediately dispatched rescue vessels to the yacht's last known location. Battling treacherous conditions, the Coast Guard crews raced against time and the elements, their determination fueled by the knowledge that lives were at stake. As they approached the area, they were met with a scene of chaos. The storm, though abating somewhat, was still raging, and the sea was littered with debris from the Bayesian. Amidst the wreckage, the Coast Guard crews spotted survivors clinging desperately to life rafts and pieces of the shattered yacht. A frantic rescue operation ensued, with Coast Guard swimmers braving the turbulent waters to pull survivors from the sea and hoist them to safety aboard their vessels. One by one, the survivors were accounted for, their faces etched with a mixture of relief and shock. However, as the rescue operation continued, a grim realization set in. Not everyone had survived the disaster. The unresolved fate of Mike Lynch. As the survivors of the Bayesian sinking were brought ashore, a sense of anxiety and dread hung over the proceedings. Where was Mike Lynch? His wife, Angela Baccaris, had been rescued, but Lynch was nowhere to be found. Despite the Coast Guard's valiant efforts, he remained missing at sea. The news of his disappearance sent shockwaves through the tech world and beyond, leaving many to wonder about his fate. Had Lynch been swept away by the sheer force of the storm, his body lost to the depths of the Mediterranean? Or had he managed to escape the sinking yacht only to succumb to the elements or exhaustion? The uncertainty surrounding his disappearance only added to the anguish of his loved ones and the intrigue surrounding the incident. The search for Lynch continued for days, with boats and helicopters scouring the area where the Bayesian had sunk. However, as time passed, hope dwindled and the search was eventually suspended, leaving Lynch's fate a mystery. Legacy in the balance. The sinking of the Bayesian and the unresolved fate of Mike Lynch cast a long shadow over the legacy of this once celebrated tech entrepreneur. Lynch's story, once a tale of innovation and entrepreneurial spirit, had become intertwined with allegations of fraud and a tragic maritime disaster. How would history remember him? Would he be remembered as a visionary leader who revolutionized the tech industry with Autonomy's groundbreaking software? Or would his legacy be forever tarnished by the accusations of financial impropriety leveled against him by HP? Would the unresolved mystery of his disappearance at sea overshadow his accomplishments in the business world? These questions lingered as the world grappled with the news of the Bayesian sinking and the uncertain fate of Mike Lynch. Only time would tell how history would ultimately judge this complex and enigmatic figure.